Good day, everyone. This is the Sembang Chillex podcast. I am Wata. We are delighted today to have a guest on the episode. We have the chairman of the IEM Sarawak Branch, Engineer Sim Hui Kheng. Engineer Sim, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Engineer Sim, welcome here. Congratulations for being chairman of the IEM Sarawak Branch. Thank you. So, you must be proud of your branch. So, as
Yes.
part of that, I think, and under your tenure, you have done quite a few. Events, led quite a few initiatives on your branch. So, I want to elaborate on the successes that your branch has made, and perhaps an insight as to what might be coming up in the future. But branch. So over to you, Engineer Sim.
All right. Thank you, Engineer. And good morning, everyone. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawakku sayang. I'm Engineer Sim from Sarawak Branch. Currently, the branch chairman for the term starting from 1st of April until next term. And I come from Sarawak, the land of Hornbill, and this is a land that it is a bit far off from this part of the IEM HQ, Bangunan Engineer, where you need to cross the sea. So we used to call ourselves a branch that is over the sea. So we are a branch that one of the oldest branch, in fact. And then I still could recall when we first entered the office, there is an old registration certificate issued by the ROS that it is dated 1965. So I couldn't recall the actual date, and I would love to share more about this. But currently, Sarawak branch consists of about 5,000 roughly of member, ranges from fellows, honorary fellows, 2 of them, and fellows, and corporate member who carries the title of the IR, as well as graduates and student member. So greatest success, I would like to look at it as, I believe in an institution that's called Learn Organization, our success is measured by the stakeholder who are our engineers out there. Mm-hmm. So looking along the line, when you look into our memberships number, I could only obtain the last 15 years, for example. We managed to maintain and in fact increase a little bit of the membership number, right? So if you are to look into the greatest success, I would say the success of the branch is actually the sustainability of the branch, and the members out there, the engineers in the fraternity in Sarawak as per se, the trusts are still there. They trusted that IEM Sarawak Branch will bring them what they expected for. So like I will mention more about what their expectations are. So I would say the greatest success from the members' point of view, the trusts are with us and they stay and they expect from IEM Sarawak Branch. So that's the greatest one, and I'll mention more later on when engineer prompt me with that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Engineer Sim. So I guess maintaining and
the trust and the expectation of the members, the numbers of the members.
Thank you. So I just remind us, your current branch building is at, where is it? In if members would like to visit, where is it?
Thank you, Engineer. The current IEM Sarawak building is a building that we bought under the current approval of the council, that it is located in the Rentry, the new area. If you could Google the location of IEM Sarawak Branch, it will lead you to a new place where it is next to, right in front of the BCCK, we call it Borneo Convention Center, and then also opposite of the UCSI. So that is a new area where our previous chairmanship and the committee seems the the opportunity and the appreciation of the property, where during one of the AGM we put out 6 property for the member to vote whether which one that they preferred. And of course, being engineer, we are not only working on the design. There are a lot of seniors who are very aware of the property value and the market future. Most of them, majority, if I could recall, unanimously voted for the current location where we pursue on. So currently our location is at the Rentry. I could not recall the exact lot number. It is a lot with 3-story owned by the branch, and this is where we're located at, and not at the old office where most of the engineers are familiar with for the past 20 over years, in the Ultimate Professional Center, where we are in. During the COVID time, the 1st of November, we launched the new office, 1st of November 2020.
Okay, so it's quite recent then.
Yes.
Okay. Because I think I've gone past there to do some work at the UCI Hotel.
Yeah.
And then I was...
You should have visited us.
Yes, I missed the AR Roadshow by one day. I arrived the day after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was quite a big one that day, because we are going hybrid. We have
for the roadshow?
Yeah, for the roadshow. There are participants online from Brunei and our counterpart from Vietnam, as well as Bangkok, Philippines, and of course HQ here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear that the Sarawak branch is not only promoting IEM specific events, but also with our ASEAN fraternity members across borders and via AER. So that's great. So you've done some AER roadshows. You're continuing developing the premises, the offices. So as part of other things, what other focuses do you have? What else do you think the branch? Not what you think. What else is the branch focusing during your chairmanship? Perhaps you can elaborate a bit more on that.
All right. Thank you, R. That is a very broad question. First of all, I have mentioned, because of all the members that they have put on trust onto the institution, therefore they stay. And when they stay, definitely they have expectation towards the previous as well as current and the future committee. And the committee, when they are voted to be there, they will carry out their entrusted tasks, because we have ranges from, of course, being a chair. I have a very committed team. They are in areas such as the welfare and community development. They are also in the area of training and education. They are also in various areas. Basically, the Sarawak setting up of the committee is mirroring what we have in the headquarters, where only pending the number of the serving members as a committee, and in council you have bigger team. So in the branch, I would like to say our biggest focus is continue on to, first we need to know what are the members' expectation, and we have to match the expectation. And while we are matching the expectation, of course, we have to continue on generate a lot of activities for all the members, span from the tip of the Borneo, Sarawak on this Sematan, until the northern part of the Lembang, where we call it Sarawak Branch, is actually encompassing all the engineers who registered their address onto in the state. So the biggest focus I would say is that during my term that I serve, I am glad that we have a team who are very committed, that we all agree to work together to generate more activity for all the members statewide. So as you can see, we will organize for the annual dinner, first time outside Kuching, and the annual dinner will be in Cebu, will be in Bintulu, and finally come back to Kuching. So that is the first one. So thanks to our annual dinner committee. And there are another committee who is working very hard day and night, because they were given very short period of preparation. And bear in mind, we have a very optimal skeleton, I would call secretariat support. And we will need a lot of support from our secretariat, main secretariat from the headquarters, because doing big event as such like annual dinner or any other symposium or international conference, we definitely need full-time support from the secretariat. not only for the members. So member and the committees, we both work together to realize the activity, but the actual engine that run the activity is the secretariat. That I believe so. So we need that. And the biggest focus is to generate activity. We start to organize activity local, in their local area. For example, like we organize training, and there are a few more training in the pipeline in Bintulu, in Cebu, for example. And if you are to ask me, that the biggest focus is we keep on aware of the members' expectation, and we need to generate more activities for the member, for them to come up front. You will see the result along the line when you see more and more member coming up to vote. When you get them to vote for committee, usually it's like 10-15%. So if you see the awareness and the commitment of the members, that they come back, not like just paying the annual renewal and couldn't be bothered, but they want to know what's next, keep them abreast and keep them of the interest, and they would like to know more. So that is what we are striving for.
Okay. Maybe you'd like to inform our audience, your next annual dinner is in Cebu, or?
Yes.
Do you have roughly a date for it?
Yes, 15th of August.
Okay, so
Yes.
Chillex Chileans. So 15th August would be the annual dinner for the Sarawak branch. So get your tickets, and we hope to see you there. Just following up a bit on the questions.
Sorry, I need to interrupt. I need to also take this opportunity to advertise. There's another follow-up dinner subsequent month in Bintulu. So it's like 1 month, one dinner, and the finally of the biggest dinner of the year for IEM, the engineers of Sarawak that we've gathered, is in Kuching, and it will be graced by our Yang Amat Berhormat Premier.
Okay. And the Bintulu one, you have a date for that one yet?
Yes, I could recall it is on the middle of September, sorry.
Okay, so Chileans, maybe you would like to keep abreast with the Sarawak branch. You can contact that secretariat. By the way, Engineer Sim, I'm just curious, the Sarawak branch secretariat, is it a full-time team, and how big is it?
Currently, we have 2 full-time, another 2 is retired secretariat.
Okay.
Yeah, so in numbers there are 4, and these are the 4 that we entrust them to run the dailies. And as I have mentioned, I am glad that during this term, I'm blessed with the committee member who are mostly hands-on, when almost half of them are actually from GNS, graduates and students. They serve in the graduates and student committee, and they became IR, they became senior, and they choose to continue to stay and serve in the main committee.
Okay. That's good. That's good retention for the IEM, and perhaps can serve as a model for all the other branches, including the HQ everywhere. So we talked a bit about your relationship with your members. So perhaps we ask a bit of a wider question. Maybe you talk about your relationship with the local community, local authorities. How is that going along? And then what events maybe we have conducted with them, which might be specific, which might be inspiration to the rest of the branches and to IEM about how we can better get along with regulatory bodies, other local trade organizations, other local specializations. So Engineer Sim, look forward to your explanation, your discussion on that.
Thank you, Engineer. As for this, I believe Sarawak branch, we have been all this while leaving behind a very strong foundation by the previous chairmen. So I happened to take over it at a very peak level, and it would still call taking up some more other area of networking that we will look into the setting up of our new state ministries. So previously, our IEM branch of Sarawak, we have established a networking with, of course, the Premier Office, our state head office, and all the ministries. We are currently also working closely and also technical committee for the ministries, namely the Infrastructures Ministry, the state's one, and the Ministry of Transport, the newly formed ministry, and the Local Government Ministry, where most of the local government and councils and housing, they have their another groups of engineers serving there under the local council setting up, as well as we are also working closely with the Ministry of Innovative and Science, as well as we are also working very closely with the SHIBA, the developers group, as well as the CIDB, where IEM Sarawak Branch has been appointed to be the permanent member of one of the local CIDB setting up initiative with engagement with all the local heads as well as the authority to settle immediate issues. So IEM is one of the members, as well as higher institution. IEM is also one of the Watika industrial panel for polytechnics as well as the universities. If I have covered it all under the subsidiary. So the Sarawak branch has been firstly been invited. That is indeed an honor, because this is another bigger roles that we have to play with regards to not only for engineers, it's for the younger generation. What do we expect? What do we foresee from the engineers' perspective? That want us, they want us to go in there to contribute our input, as in education for the states.
Okay, that's good. I also understand is the Sarawak branch is contributing both at the regulatory level, at the educational level, and you're working together with other bodies at the commercial level as well.
Yes, yes.
It's a very active branch. So again, with the activities.
You don't want to know how we meant that? You don't want to know how we achieved that?
Oh, obviously our listeners do.
All right, there is an unseen, whether should or not I say it's an unspoken, unwritten rules that the chairman usually rotate. We don't stay there for long because the constitution say that we could stay a term. So usually we rotate in the same seems that I use the word rotate is that if one term is from government setup, another term will be from the consultant setting up or from the regulation body setting up. Yeah. So in that manner, we rotate and we ensure the sustainability of the chairmanship, where the chairman serve from the committee. They serve and they escalated their position of serving from the committee, and they actually escalated from there. And they understand all the, like how HQ, your VP usually have to be in the president of the finance and so forth. So we actually mirror how you get the HQ is operating. So along the years, for the past 15 years, if I know, we actually rotate. So with that, we have representative and succession plan unspoken in the committee, where, for example, like we have representative from our SEB, where in the West Malaysia context is the TMB, right? So we ensure also the SEB representative is there. So they actually took care of the governance part of the legislative part for electrical, for example, yeah, and so forth. So this is how we strive and we try to maintain it. It is yet to be put into a written SOP and to be audited and ensure the sustainability, but it is executed in that manner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like all the time from the same industry.
So I guess it's giving the IEM leadership rotating through different facets of the industry so that...
And this time round, engineer, they even explore into another different facet where they allow a female engineer to lead the branch.
Okay, people mention that, but all my bosses have always been female anyway, so okay.
Yeah, some will think that female is rather very particular.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are quite particular then.
Okay, I think we'll take our leadership traits or their advantages and then holistically they will improve the what we call the execution of the IEM. The past ones we can look back and see how they can improve. The upcoming ones can look to the current leaders and then try and measure themselves against the current standards. But perhaps you would like to elaborate on it a bit more about raising engagement of the members. Whether you have specific membership outreach or trying to get the new generation to attend, or just keeping enthusiasm up. So perhaps you would like to share some of your activities that...
I wouldn't say that our activity is very interesting, but for those
activities will be interesting.
Yes, but I would rather put it there that our annual dinner, for example, for those who have attended our annual dinner, all right, you guys would have recalled in year 2016, what are the theme of our annual dinner? What shakes you and what makes you goosebump during the annual dinner? And I believe that sets the benchmark of annual dinner. And next year, the OC was challenged only with one sentence from then committee chair. Let's make another goosebump annual dinner. Goosebump moment. So with that, I believe those are the activities that we until the end, our minister, our premiers who grace our the annual dinner, they will often stay right till the end of our annual dinner. For example, like the most remember and talk about annual dinner is the World Cup and the World Cup theme. And it fall into the semi-final of the World Cup. And actually we live streaming in the World Cup, that game on the wall of the hall. And our ministers stay back and watch the World Cup together with us, and all engineers, even though the first one is started with tuxedo, everyone coming with mascara, and then everyone was so proper, and down the line, actually we have thrown in a lot of ideas that we are in the pipeline, and we even talk about street parties, we even talk about beach party. Those are the good things that I see, the strength. When the committee, half of them, or averagely, their age in the committee are late 30s or 40. They are young. They are willing to explore new ideas. So our activity, that is so much for our annual dinner. So upcoming annual dinner, do stay tuned and expect some difference, because usually after that, we will keep some part of the memory with us along the line where we serve. And I believe engineer must have entered IEM and serving for quite some time as well. So when we start to serve at that time, perhaps we don't know what we have to do. And we serve such as, at the beginning part, we may be student member. So it's upon instruction of the lecturer, kena jadi member. So jadi member lah. So along the line when we were young engineer and graduates, then we serve because we want networking. We want to know more people. Then that time the objective of our serving changed. But along the line when we grow more gray hair, and towards the end part of our career, we think that the sense of belonging keeps us there. So what I could say is that most of our committee stays and keep on serving is that they still want to serve. They want to be part of the committee in Sarawak as per se, and they want to serve, and they have already generated the sense of belonging. We have a few members who did not manage to being voted because the challenge is so fierce, and they lose by a few votes. They still stay, and they will still love to serve. So with that, they are in some of the serving committee, and we are going to organize a run, engineer run, because those are the recurrent activity before COVID. Every year we will have annual dinner, we will have run, and towards the end of the year, during Christmas time, we believe in love and giving. So during Christmas time, we will visit one of the center, either old age or orphanage. And I would like to, perhaps some of the members could go and Google IEM Sarawak Branch Facebook, that you could see a lot of previous year activity. And we actually working very closely with one of the private orphanage where it's called Sri Nur. Yeah, and those are the activities that how IEM Sarawak, we get into the community, and we also conduct a school technical talk together with the Ultimate Professional Center setting up. During this month end, this 30th, we are going to organize a care chat. We call it care chat. Care stands for knowledge. So care chat this time around is the IEM Sarawak Branch turn to organize a care chat. So we stay tuned, and we are the engineer who expect to provide solution to or suggestion. So we go into digital safety, internet safety, and towards the end, because I explained the GPT, the chat GPT is an outcome, but before the outcome, you need to know the digital safety, the setting up of the whole ecosystem. So in the care chat, we managed to get Engineer Bernard from the Penang branch. We was very grateful that there are several branch that has been very supporting to Sarawak branch, that we call them the Sister Brotherhood branch. So the committee from the other branch who willing to come out front and become our free speaker for those Zoom session.
Okay.
And we have tree planting for sustainability. We have beach cleaning. Yeah, and we always believe that our future of the branch is in the graduates and the students.
Yes, it looks like you're very active and have a lot of ideas, at least near term and long term, to get engagement with the community, and hopefully continue building up reputation of IEM Sarawak branch, and also encouraging, I think, talking about STEM and
Yes.
challenges facing the new digital world, and having a bit of concern about safety and security of our current and future generations.
Yes.
What can the HQ do to help you and assist you with making these events successful, making them more efficient, or even getting a wider outlook and more attention? So over to you.
Indeed. Yeah, we, as I have mentioned, we are selected by the member, and the committee comes and go. Right, the most maximum term that you could stay is according to the constitution. But the most critical, the heartbeat of a sustainability of an institution is the strong support of the secretariat. So I always look forward for more support from either HQ, and also our secretariat in the branch has to be competent. There has to be competence with commitment and the sense of belonging equivalently. It's not about the 8 to 5 daily job. It's about they feel the ownership together with the institution. And look back onto our IEM Secretary in HQ here, guided by the President and all the VP. We always look forward. Anything that we think we could not handle, there is always a reach of hand. I wouldn't say a throw of stone, or else I'll turn into Hercules. A reach of hand or a reach of call that we only give to get help. This secretariat here is always there for us. For example, like if we need some immediate clarification, immediate status or guidance, we know where we can look for. So this is a stronger support because knowing that engineers is a big family, and in a big family, it's like our finger. There are 5 fingers, and even in the 5 finger, dia tak sama panjang tau. So it's like managing a big family. The secretariat themselves has to be strong enough to be in a family that they can serve other family like we engineers. And by the leadership of the president and the camaraderie of all the branches chair, I believe IEM can keep on serving all the engineers in the fraternities, not only for Sarawak state per se, also for Sarawak. And we wish to bring all the engineers in our region in another plateau where all the engineers should come in first and network and share your knowledge when we learn from each other. And we show you where our strength and we learn from each other. And mostly, we strive to bring back those engineers where used to be with us. And they have along the line feel that they don't see any needs that they keep their membership in the institution. So the second, that is to bring them back. And the third one is to keep IEM name there, the branding there, and the engineers are relevant. And we need assistance from HQ, especially the support to publication of our activities, for example. Because currently our website, unfortunately, we were unable to migrate into the new platform because of some funding issue. Because as a branch, we still have to abide to some restriction of funding and all this, and to maintain a new website, those things has to be lined up and ironed up. So during this working period, we rely very much on our HQ IT team to support us, help us to publish our activity, our training, and blasting to all the members. And this is the immediate and utmostly. Being a branch, we were subsidized by 40% approved, 40% newly upgraded, and we are played for more. Every member's fee that pay to IEM, the branch get 40% of subsidies to support our activities as well as our running of the secretariat, daily operation of the branch. So if possible, we will need more financial assistance. I believe it is not like Anna asking money from parent all the time. Perhaps we could look into the operation manner where we could, for example, like we are organizing annual dinner. So there are only a few players in Sarawak context, all right? Few major players who are willing and generous enough to forge out extra than the other members. Not all of them are engineers, perhaps some are, okay? So every time when we keep going back to them, there are a lot of activities. So malah je tanya minta. Perhaps we could have I'm not sure how does it work. We should iron it out, but can we have a tabong or something where we could put those generated fund or sponsorship into the tabong. For example, like if Secretariat want to organize Family Day, they can have certain percentage from the, it's just rather than every time we go back to the same supplier or same sponsorship and sponsored, it is like muka-muka ni je, minta duit ni je. So, yeah. We are a learner organization. We do not expect to bring IEM to become a public listed company by earning a lot of money from the member and make IEM a public listed. But we need operation fund to sustain those activities.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
it's a question back to your question.
So, Engineer Sim, wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience based on the topics that we have discussed? Something?
First of all, I would like to, on behalf of our committee member, to thank our Yang Amat Berhormat Premier who has been with us. We were lucky enough that all this while, our late and previous current, our Perhin, our state highest icon, all right, they have been with IEM closely, and it is significantly evidence where Sarawak branch has been dianugerahkan a piece of land, we call it the intact land in Samarahan, and we would like to thank our Yang Amat Berhormat, and his support is always our strongest backbone of the branch moving ahead and motivate us, and with only one mandate that every time when we courtesy call Yang Amat Berhormat is that do your best for our Sarawakku sayang, yeah, and jaga Sarawak. This is from our previous led Yang Amat Berhormat Tok Nan, and our second biggest thanks goes to the members. Well, whether or not you remember to renew your membership, you are still one of the engineers in the fraternities. Well, because when you see the membership fee charge for activities, members 50, non-member 80. But when you see them register as non-member and you check back, our secretary check back, they're actually engineer. So the secretary actually took the initiative to call them up. Do you remember to renew in that manner? So we want to thank them, meaning to say they are still with us. and we will try our best to serve. And with the current committee, unfortunately, they couldn't be with us here, but they are with online with me on Zoom, lively watching their chair talking, right? So they are with us, they are with me, and we would like to thank everyone, not only from the state and also from the country, especially from the branches where they have been with us, especially the members from the council. You know who you are, those seniors, and you guys have been working very closely with the branch, and currently as the capacity of the branch chair, I'd like to say our sincere appreciation and thank you very much.
So that is the Chillex podcast for today with Engineer Sim Hui Kheng, who is the chairman of the IEM Sarawak Branch. They say hit that like button and hit that subscribe, and goodbye.